Welcome to the Keeping You On Stage podcast. Join us as we dive into the vibrant world of dance, sharing our insights and experiences while spotlighting the incredible talents within our community. Each episode features engaging conversations with guests who bring their unique expertise and stories to the table, enriching our understanding of this beautiful art form. Our motto, Keeping You On Stage, drives our mission to celebrate and uplift dancers of all backgrounds. Whether you're a beginner, a seasoned performer, or a passionate enthusiast, this podcast is your backstage pass into the dance world. Tune in and let's keep the spotlight shining bright.
I'm really excited about this conversation. I know you guys are going to love it. Our guest is a powerhouse in the dance world. Performer, captain, coach, choreographer, studio owner, mentor, wife, and a mom to 4 darling children, and so much more. Kayla Bagshaw, welcome to the show.
Kayla, welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you.
You're just the cutest.
Thanks.
Okay, we're going to start at the very beginning. Tell us about what it was like growing up 3 years old, dancing at your mom's studio. Do you remember that time?
Yes and no. I feel like with anything, you remember things maybe just from like a picture, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mom has been my teacher since I started. I originally started at a place called Centerville Academy, which was just in Centerville. It was a preschool and a dance studio. My mom taught there. And then my mom, very shortly after that, opened up her own studio. And she called it the Turning Place. And it was out of my home. So my mom turned our garage into a studio. Very much that story. I feel like not everybody has that story, but also that story is just gold. I feel like, just so special. And so it was there for a really long time until my mom remodeled our home and then built a studio in the back. So we just had a big yard. So my mom, just decided, okay, out with the garage. Like it would get so cold in there and it's a garage and small. And anyway, so we to this day still have that studio and still use it for our littles, but it was still just out of my parents' home. And I was there until I graduated high school.
Nostalgic.
Yes, I know. It really is so special.
You make those sacrifices of your garage space and, of all of those things.
Yes.
Just because you love dance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I love that so much. Okay, so then 13 years old, you decided to do competitive dance. So I'm assuming that your mom didn't have competition teams back then.
No, which is honestly so crazy to think about. Like it's something that I don't think about too often, but when I think about how young my youngest started competition and how young dancers are starting competing, I'm like, that is wild. I was in 8th grade when I finally was like, Mom, I need more. There was just only so much my mom could do. My mom had one studio. There was only so many hours in the day I could dance, whatever. So yes, I went to Dance Impressions and I loved it there. I genuinely feel like I grew a ton. I mean, had my own struggles getting into that and later, of course, and establishing myself and growing and learning. But I feel like it was finally something that, I don't know, separated myself from my mom, from just having that mom teacher kind of combo and really let myself okay, this is on me now, right? Everything's on me. If I want something, that was going to be on me and my efforts and my work ethic. So I'm very, very, very grateful my mom let me kind of switch over. But I was doing both. I was still participating in my mom's recitals because that's what she was doing. No competitions, just recitals. So I would still do a little bit of both, but I did start competing in 8th grade. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Crazy.
Actually. And then to have you have the success that you do now, it's not too late, right?
Yeah. I mean, I want to say that is true. I really do. I want to believe that is true, but it's hard. Yeah. And I don't know if with 100% confidence, I can say that just because of what the dance world is right now, because it was obviously different, and now everything is starting so much younger and they're better younger and there's just so much to be learned, I guess. And it's just tough. It's
is.
tough. You can't really compete with those hours. Those lost hours are getting harder and harder to
To
not
catch
have.
up.
Yeah. Like that's the reality in my
Would you
opinion.
say
But
like and it has changed. I
yeah.
totally changed from when we danced to when you were growing up
Mhm.
dancing to now. It's
Yeah.
like totally shifted.
Yeah.
But would you say that because of your work ethic and because like you had to kind of prove yourself that's what got you into the program where you could compete with the girls who had started at competitive dancing at 5?
Yes, 1000%, right? And I mean, the thing is too, is I think it's important to remember that I didn't start dance at 13.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think more or less, maybe that's what I'm thinking about when I say like, oh, it's hard to catch up. But I just, I was working hard in rec dance, doing my absolute best. I would say stepping into the competitive world is different for sure, but I am the biggest advocate of a work ethic. So yes, I would absolutely say that is a huge, huge, huge factor maybe in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. High school was a huge chapter of your life.
Yeah.
Even though it was only 3 years.
Yep.
But it's like there was a lot that you completed in those 3 years.
Yeah.
So you were on the drill team, you were a captain, and you won the dance Sterling Scholar.
Yes.
That is so
Yeah.
cool. Am I
So
missing
fun.
anything?
No,
No.
and
met
that's it.
Brody. Did you know Brody in junior high?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. We were like in the same gym class in 7th
Oh.
grade, but we went to different elementaries.
Oh.
So he lives around the corner. I think I knew him, of course, but I knew him in junior high, but then we started dating in high school.
In high school.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
crazy.
gosh. That is so crazy.
So the thing that is very different now with competition dance and drill, I would say, is that these days a lot of the studios will let you do both, right?
Mhm.
They will work with you. We work with our drill teams because we just know that that's kind of what people do these days. They go to drill. It is.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is for sure. And honestly, like, I love drill. I did drill. I coached drill. Like, I totally see the value in drill and what it does for those kids. And I can see that goal just like shining in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? As they're working up towards that. And it's so fun to be involved with the school. Drill in Utah is such a big deal. They feel important. They feel just like valued. They feel like it's something to accomplish, which I love. So yes, we work with them on their schedule and we give them that opportunity to do both. It's hard. It's not easy for either of us, honestly, right? We both have to make like sacrifices and becomes a lot on the girls. I think they always go into it like, this is gonna be okay. This is what I always do. And it's just a lot. It pulls their amount of dancing time. They're having to balance, everything, school and friends and family and dance and drill and studio and all the things. That time of year for a girl is also just so hard, and boys, and it's crazy. But anyways, when I was in 10th grade, my mom was like, you can do drill. And I'm like, no, like I am not ready to give up studio. Like I was like, no, I am not doing it. And she let me stay. So I did not do drill my 10th grade year. Yes. So I stayed at studio. I was just not ready to leave. I was loving it. Like loving that competition vibe. I loved conventions. I loved everything about studio dance. And then my junior year rolls around and I think I would have regretted not doing drill. I remember that. Like I specifically remember thinking like, okay, maybe I'll do it my junior year. If I don't like it, I still have senior year, right? To maybe make that decision. And so I did drill and it was great. It's different. But I love drill, right? It's hard, but it's just totally different. But I had to quit studio. I was not, at the time, dance impressions, which is where I was at, that was the thing everywhere, right? You just didn't really work with drill. So I had to completely stop there. I still danced for my mom at the training place. So I still, had my recitals and things like at a studio there. But I just did drill and I loved it. I did Miss Drill, which was a good opportunity for me as like an individual. Cause I think that's another part that I just miss was being able to just do more and like something for myself still. I actually remember being at all of my solo. Now everybody does a solo. It's crazy. Everybody does a solo these days, but at that time, I was the only one on my drill team that did a solo. I would sit with other teams at awards, like just because
You were the
Nobody
only
else
one from
did
your
it.
team.
Yes, but I wanted to. So, yeah,
So
it's a great
Miss Drill
experience. Yes.
International, explain that to me. When
Yes.
I was reading your bio, I'm like, wait, I didn't know that was a
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Just really, but yeah, I know
Yes.
what Miss Drill Utah
Yeah.
is, which is incredible. We'll get into that.
Yes.
But Miss Drill International, I didn't know that was.
Yeah. So Miss Drill, like the whole program, they actually have like a worldwide competition. So they hold it every year in California, but Miss Drill, like Utah, like the program there,
Mhm.
doesn't go all the time, right? Like
Okay, yes.
it's kind of like anything. Like you can choose to go to nationals,
Yes.
right? Or not go to
Mhm.
nationals essentially. So same type of idea. And I think that they've gone more and more like since then. But
Okay.
yeah, so I mean, anyway, so my junior year, I participated in Miss Drill Utah. This is so funny. I literally missed like the dress rehearsal like I did not know what I was doing, like getting myself into. And back then it was so different. Like we did interview like before we all participated in that interview. We did the star modeling situation was much different. We like walked in a star formation, did like little sequences at each corner of a star shape. Like, anyways, we all participated in pretty much everything. And I was just so much like, it was bigger, but less people. So when I say bigger,
More.
I don't mean bigger in like numbers.
Mhm.
There was definitely less people, but it was just different. But my junior year, I took second in runner up to Miss Drill Utah. And then that year we went to like the nationals. So it was
Okay.
that year. And then you do the exact same thing. You do the star, you do
Yes.
the interview, the solo, all the things. And then they crown a Miss Drill USA, and then they crown a Miss Drill International. And the international it's a little confusing, but it's only solo based. So like only your solo goes into that title. So
Oh,
anyways, and so I won that year Miss Drill International, which was just based on my solo, but
that is
it was such a good opportunity. It's so crazy. I'm so grateful for experiences like that, like on an individual level, because it's so cool. I feel like that's where you grow just the most
Yeah.
and can push yourself. And I remember feeling so nervous and like all the things, but I look back at those memories and oh, my mom, she was totally there for me. Like I was freaking out, and I had to battle nerves and battle this. And the question is so cool because you get to kind of like, I don't know, prepare for, an onstage question to answer something. And yeah, it's cool to kind of dive deeper in what dance means to you and have those personal stories and things like that. So
That is
yeah,
so cool.
so
How you
fun.
were saying like that doing your solo and doing Miss Drill Utah and all of those things that helps you more as an individual dancer, which is so true. And we didn't have those opportunities necessarily when we were in drill and then when
Sure.
you were in drill.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was not, it was not how
Yeah.
you said it was not common for so many girls to do a solo. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who did it. Like maybe my senior year, one girl or two girls did a solo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we only
And
had two from my team.
that was just how it was. And I just think it's so crazy now. Like you said, everyone does it, and drill is so team based and
Yes.
like cleanliness and all that stuff, which is
Yes.
amazing. Like
Yes.
it's so incredible. I love drill,
Ye-
but dancers nowadays have so many opportunities to grow as an individual dancer
Yes.
by doing solos, by doing all of these things, by going to studio still.
Yeah.
Like that helps you
Yeah.
become a better
Yeah.
individual dancer.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
And I mean, there's even I can think of a time too, dancing competitively that we went to this one convention and we were going to that nationals. And so I was trying to get like their scholarship, their like whatever dancer of the year type of thing. And I didn't get it at the city that here in Utah, right?
Mhm.
And then got the opportunity to go to Chicago for the same convention. And I was like, I'm gonna get that. Like, I feel like that's always been my personality, which is something that I'm trying to teach my daughter. If you don't get something, right, like what are you gonna do about it? So, yeah,
That's
and
really
it
hard.
makes me realize like how much I want things, but whether I do want it or I don't really want it, or how much it means to me, and I don't know, et cetera, et cetera. And I went to that competition. I did get that scholarship, but of course, had I not, like that's also fine too. But I think that there's just something to be said about like even going in there with just like the confidence and like, I want this and I'm going to work for this. And I did Miss Drill Utah my senior year and won my senior year, but I felt like I really prepared my senior year. And I went in like going, okay, this matters to me. I do want this. Like, I am willing to work hard for it, like whatever, and put in the work, knowing that whatever the outcome was, I did my very best. And sometimes it works in your favor and sometimes it doesn't. And that's totally fine. Like, that will always be the lesson. It's what it is. There can only be one winner, and I try to tell everybody that I work with, like, for that, like, it's not just about getting like whatever, the very, very top, but better than yourself the next year, better than, always comparing yourself to yourself. Yes. And just going into it a different way too.
Knowing that you did your very best. That's so important.
Yeah, absolutely.
No matter what the outcome.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you are feeling like I gave it my then you won.
Yes.
Even if you didn't win the award or title or whatever. You did win.
Yeah. My Isla is so cute and so funny. And she did a trio last year and did really, really well. They did so good. And I was so proud of them. But of course, they're little and they're so proud, right? They're just like, we won. She'd say all the time, we're undefeated or whatever. I'm like, where are we getting this from? But to be honest, and I promise you this, like every single time of course, good job. I'm so proud of you. But I would always say, you know what? That's because you worked hard. That's because you put in the work and you guys came week after week. And I would explain to her, like, really good job, right? I'm not going to downplay a win. That's amazing. Does that make sense? But at the same time, I will always make sure that she knows it's because she put in the work and it's not because something was handed to her or them, or anything like that. Because when she doesn't win, I want to be able to say the same thing, right? I want to be able to say to her, like, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you worked hard and you did.
On to BYU, which is so incredible.
Yes.
That says a lot about, again, the person that you are and like your work ethic, because not anyone just gets into BYU.
For sure. Yeah.
And I'm not a BYU fan, so I'm sorry. Like,
neither is my husband.
But I was like, wait a minute.
No, very much split household.
But
very much.
I know that it takes a lot academically and like service opportunities and all of those things. That all goes into how you're accepted into BYU, but then to make Cougarettes, that is huge. That's a really like big accomplishment. So tell us about that experience.
This is so funny for me to like reminisce on, but my mom was a Cougarette.
Okay.
So I do have that in my legacy.
Yes.
And she was even coached by the same coach that I was coached by. So Jody was there when my mom was there, which is so fun. And just very full circle, like for her and my mom and me and all the things. So I want to say, like, deep down, I did always want that, right? It's hard for me to like remember, to be honest, but I want to say I always wanted that. But going to dance impressions, seeing that competitive dance world, seeing maybe those opportunities just like out there, LA life.
Yes.
I wanted that. Like I mean, whatever. In a kidding and not kidding way, that's what I wanted. I told my mom, I'm going to LA. Like I don't want to go to college. Like I don't care. I'm going to LA. I'm going to become a professional dancer. Gonna go whatever. That's what I'm going to go do. I mean, my mom was like, Kayla, that's so unrealistic. How can you afford that? Right. There was just all these logistics and realities that were like, I just don't know, like, are you sure? What? Like, what are we doing? And then, anyways, she ended up kind of convincing me to apply to BYU. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply, but I didn't apply anywhere else. So literally it was only BYU.
Yes.
I was like, okay, like I'll apply, but this is whatever. This is what I'm doing. I ended up applying to BYU and it didn't apply anywhere else. And then I went and saw Cougarettes in concert for the first time. So my senior year, I hadn't ever been. I don't ask me why. I don't know why. But we just had never been. And my mom took me that spring to Cougarettes in concert. And I was like, yeah, like this is where I need to be. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think I might like get emotional, but I just was like, oh my gosh, like that is exactly what I want to do. Like, I'm like, I felt all the feels. I'm like, I want to be a cougarette for sure.
And
So
your mom knew what she was doing.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
After she's
Oh,
like, I
exactly.
told you. Like,
Yeah.
and so, anyways, that's why I'm like, yeah. I'm like, of course I want her to like believe in my dreams, but she knew like that was absolutely right for me. And I'm honestly so grateful for her for that push because it was unbelievable. But anyway, so I got into BYU. I did work very hard to get into BYU though. Like you said, service. I volunteered at a hospital, like in the ER something. I remember doing that. Like gosh, this is really throwing me back. I should have thought it, but I did a lot of random service things. Like, anyways, just trying everything I could to build my resume and build my portfolio for BYU. I really did work very hard in that. Took my ACT 3 or 4 times. Like, yeah. So I was very grateful that I got in. That's something that's so crazy about BYU is you have to get into BYU in order to even audition for the Cougarettes. Like, you have to be accepted, which is really cool. Really crazy, very hard.
And I don't have to put this on here.
Yeah.
But like, how do you feel about that? Like, as a dancer, you're held at this level.
Yeah.
Even in high school, it's
Yeah.
like this. The bar is up here, and
Yeah.
you have to have this.
Crazy.
Other athletic programs, you don't.
I know. I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but I will say that that's what I was used to.
Yeah.
I will say that. My mom held me to a high standard in my grades and school. So that's what I was used to. On drill, we even had a grade point average above what was actually required, like technically from the drill, just drill. And so we were held above that to be an officer above that.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that in a way because I think it's important. I think it says a lot about your upbringing, your growing up, your work ethic, your ability to balance life, I think is also really important.
I think being held to that standard is so important because dance is a privilege. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a privilege to be dancing.
Yeah.
You have dancers and there's so many things that go into it. I'm just like touching on one little thing and everyone has opinions, you know what I mean? But there's dancers that are just dancing because their parents want them to dance and they just are doing it because who knows why they're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the ones that are like they're holding themselves up here and they're getting good grades and they're good people. You know what I mean? They're trying to be the best that they can be. They just stand out. They're just special.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see
Yeah.
that. And even with sports, like there's a difference between the ones that are just doing it just because. And
for sure.
There's like another side to that though, because dance and sports sometimes saves kids that are in bad situations.
Absolutely.
And they don't know how to reach that level.
Oh yeah.
But there's a difference, you know what I mean? But the ones that are coming out of those situations that have that work ethic and they're trying to work hard, you can see it.
Yeah, and I do think it's hard because I agree. Like I know that there's kids out there that like maybe school doesn't come naturally, right? Like I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, all the things. Like I know that is a thing. I know that like the academics, it's just harder for people, right? And then they are missing out maybe on those opportunities, and that's tough. I don't know. I think that's why I'm like, I don't know how I feel because I'm like, I love what it teaches and how it can shape, your daily life at home, your, prioritizing things and, schoolwork matters and like keeping kids off of phones or doing nothing. Like, I love like the concept of like what that could create like for you and stuff. But I know that, we live in a world where there's so many other factors, I think, to things like that.
And like you like learn, and this goes, I mean, it can go both ways, but learning those like study skills or those whatever hard work ethic again, like academically, I think just helps prepare you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
whether it's
all,
whether it's sports, whether it's dance, it doesn't matter. It can be anything. Music, I mean, that's just a talent I've never had. But it's like you are setting yourself apart and you are becoming the very best version of yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I loved Cougarettes, you guys. Like it was seriously like the best thing ever. I had the hardest time leaving. I mean, I was not well for a year. couldn't go to concert, couldn't go to alumni game. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, it was just my whole life, like it was literally, I lived and breathed Cougars. 4, and then 3 of those, my last 3, I was a dance captain and worked so closely with Jody. And I feel like that was like a big part of it too, because I just feel like, I mean, when I wasn't dancing, when we were at practice, like I had a meeting with Jody before, like an hour before every practice, right? Like I just feel like I was so invested in it, like in the program and in what we were doing, that I think it became like my everything and just like my whole identity. Like take that away and it was like what is happening? So I don't know. It's crazy. But I think that's also why I think, like, I feel for those girls that don't, because I'm like, oh, I want you to have that experience. So, right? Like, I want you to be able to be a Cougar and have that, because it's so, so cool and so amazing.
So cool.
Yeah.
Were you married when you were on Cougarettes?
Yes, I did 2 years while my husband served a mission.
Yes.
So he went right after high school. It's kind of back when it was young, he's old for his grade, but it was back when it was 19. So anyways, he left right after, and then he got home 2 years later, August, and we were married in December of that same year. So for 2 years, I was married on Cougars. Yeah. And we lived in Provo against his many wishes. He's a diehard Ute fan. Oh, he went to UVU. Did not go to BYU. Went to UVU. And then after I graduated, he went to the U, and we moved like back to Davis County. So, and he got to graduate from the U.
Yeah.
And live out his dreams. So yeah, I'm grateful that he sacrificed living in
Utah County.
Provo. Yeah.
He must really love you.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
That's awesome.
He sacrifices a lot.
Yes. Okay, so after Cougarettes, then, and I didn't know this part about you when I was reading your bio.
You're good.
You went into the professional world of dancing, and tell us about that, like that company that you danced.
Yes.
For a long time.
For a long time. Yes. So it was just like a professional company based here in Utah. So nothing crazy like out there or LA or, anything, but put on by Chrissy Edwards. If you know her, she's absolutely fantastic. And she just provided this opportunity for, again, what we need a lot here in Utah is just more opportunities to dance, specifically after high school, or even just a more professional setting if you want it. So it's called Divinity, and I danced with them for 6 seasons. Their seasons run from, it's more of like a summer thing. So it's like a April, May-ish to end of August-ish, September-ish. So that's like a season. We would do classes, like open classes throughout the year, but we would literally rehearse every day during that season.
My goodness.
So I loved it. To be honest, I loved Cougarettes. I loved what it was. I obviously already talked about that. It was great. I had friends. I have many friends that come out of Cougarettes, but I will say my leadership position kind of hindered me a little bit from just having those. I think that's just naturally what happens, and that's just always been my life, to be honest. But kind of hindered some of those just like lasting relationships, if that makes sense. And it's great. I mean, we get together for Friendsgiving with Cougars all the time, right? But anyways, I would say that Divinity like really brought me some friends that I'm like still close with, like very much still close with, that I love getting together with them. I don't know. I loved Divinity because it kind of got me out of like precision dance and gave me way more artistry. Like, what's so crazy to me to think about is that I graduated from high school at 17 because I'm a little young, and then did 4 years. So I'm 22 or something, and I seriously feel like I grew almost the most as a dancer on Divinity, which is wild because I'm not even talking about my upbringing, right? And my training. Like, I feel like what Chrissy was able to get out of me in that program, I mean, I will forever be so grateful to her. I don't know how else to say it. I just learned so much about my body and being intentional with my dancing and with my artistry and emoting in a much more authentic way, and just the importance of torso and plie and telling stories through dance, and I don't know, being myself. Like, I seriously feel like I found myself more as a dancer on Divinity than ever before. Before it was very much just like I loved it, but it was like gotta hit my turns, gotta hit my turn sequence. I have to have this trick, we gotta execute. I gotta look just like my neighbor, right? Or else I'm standing out. Like, and there's beauty to that and really cool things that can come out of that. And I think that's really valuable too, but it's just different. So I couldn't get away from it. I had babies with that. I was like, I just couldn't get away. Yeah, dance shows, pregnant. I brought Isla to my rehearsals. I have videos of her just chilling in her car seat. Like, yeah, I could not give it up. I talk a lot, you guys. I could go on, warned you. But anyways, I love performing. Like, if somebody asks me, like, what I miss most about maybe, like, me dancing or just what I love to be on stage. Like, I don't know what it is. I love the lights. I love getting ready. I love performing. I love everything about being on stage. Like, that is the one thing that, like, I love my babies. I love my life. I love my job and what I'm doing, and I'm grateful for it. But I would absolutely be lying if there was something deep down in me that wasn't, like, just begging to still be on stage myself.
You need to be on the stage.
So very much.
I actually love that so much.
Yeah.
And just being honest with who you are.
Yeah.
And you can tell that, like, I say this in the best way. Like, I don't mean it negative at all, but you can tell, like, there's some people that just shine on stage, and you are for sure one of them. And you can tell that with your personality and just that, like, you're outgoing and you're bubbly and you're friendly, and you can tell that.
Thank you.
Just by talking with you that you do, like, you shine.
You're nice
on stage. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say there's something about performing, like
there is
the adrenaline.
Oh yeah,
and it just, you get nervous and you feel like you're gonna pee your pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'd always talk about that. But it's like addicting.
Yeah. Oh
the
yeah.
adrenaline that you feel before performing,
Yeah.
and
Love
then
it.
just like how exhausted you are after performing.
Yeah.
Because of the adrenaline, and just like you just
Yeah.
get on stage because all these people are watching you, and you're done, and you're just like, I just gave every single ounce of myself to that performance, and it's addicting.
Yeah.
It is.
So
Yeah. And I just think, like, I love, like, to emote, right? Like, I find so much, like, joy in that. And I tell my dancers all the time, I'm like, and this is something that's very hard because I feel like more or less, I think this can be taught, but also I think you have to have it. And it's this balance of, like, okay, how much of it is me teaching them and how much of it is just like, you have it or you don't, like, but I cannot physically dance without emoting. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm just like, what do you mean you move your body and go full out and there's nothing on your face? I'm like, what are you feeling inside? Like, how are you even moving your arm without an intention of why your arm is moving? Like, it's very confusing to me and very hard for me to understand. And it's something that I'm, like, honestly still working through as a teacher. Like, I'm like, because when I don't see that, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, because I don't feel like that. Like, I've never had to do that before. I've never had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to figure out how to emote at the same time as my dancing because it just happens. I can't do it without it. So anyways, it's a battle for me as a teacher because I deal with it often. Like, I'll be honest, like, there are more times than not, I feel like I'm constantly like, you guys, we have no face. I don't even know how you're dancing, right? Like, I don't know how we're going, and I don't think we're full out yet, because if we were, I think you'd have something on your face, right?
Yeah.
That's full out. That's what, why are you doing what you're doing, right? And then there's some that it just is natural. Like, they're just, they automatically emote. And I'm like, yes,
and
there you go.
Like, this is crazy
so hard.
when you're at, I mean, I'm going to relate this to drill team competitions because that was the last one that I've been to.
Yes.
But, or even like a ballet or any, any performance that you go to.
Yeah, ballets are good.
There's the dancers that stand out. And they're the ones, for me at least, obviously the ones that have amazing extension and just their pointed toes are like, just a beautiful body.
Yes.
You automatically go to them. But I automatically go to the ones that have the most emotion in their
Yes.
face immediately.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is like, it's an art in and of itself. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
people are always like, I'm a crier. And so whenever I like watch a ballet, it's the stupidest thing.
I love that.
cry
I think that's
because it's so
great.
beautiful. And then
Sure.
you're at a drill team competition.
Yes.
And I just am like,
Cry.
you do
Yeah.
cry because
Yeah.
it just like, I immediately go to the dancers whose like their face is matching their body.
Yes.
And it just is like you
Absolutely.
can tell that
Absolutely.
they're feeling it.
Yes.
And it's just like when they can put together their face, like you're saying, and then their movement,
Yes.
it just is like, it's like clicks and
Yeah.
it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it's an art.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And
Yeah.
once the dancer can figure that out, it does come with practice. Like you can't,
Totally.
Yes.
I don't.
you do
Yes.
have to
I
practice
agree.
it,
Yes.
but it does come natural
Yeah.
to
To some.
some. And
Yes.
some it doesn't.
Yes. For sure.
But it's so cool.
Yeah.
Like and I'm actually jealous of you that you get to see it every day.
I know. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I tell my dancers all the time. I'm like, at the end of the day, like when you are in competitive dance, right? When it is just an opinion, and you never know what the judges are going to like, what they don't like, how tired they are,
Yeah.
how long they've been watching solo after solo. Maybe they're hungry. Maybe they got some, like we are basing this off of literally just human opinions, right? So I always tell my dancers, I'm like, I think that they would be shocked at how even just how much better they might do or whatever when they're emoting and letting those judges feel something.
Yes.
Because I mean, I've even judged, like I've been at those comps and I'm like, I see and I'm scoring, if we're going to really talk about whatever, about scoring, like I'm scoring dancers better when they genuinely do have a performance. Because I'm like, okay,
Sure.
you love what you're doing up there. You're connecting with the music. I'm enjoying you. There's like a connection. There's an entertainment factor. You're giving me something.
Yes.
It's like your technique and your, not even just technique, because that can go a long way too, but your dancing and how well you've practiced this dance can only get you so far when I feel nothing. Right? Like it's like, we're humans. I'm going to look at your face before I'm going to look at your knees.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I'm going to look at your eyes, right? And I'll say that to them too. I'm like, they're not just going to go straight down. They're going to look for your face. And if they don't feel engaged and brought in to this experience with you, then they're going to move on, right? To somebody else or to, right? If you're in a convention setting, or they're going to move on to somebody else, to something else, they're just going to pick it apart
Well,
then
as
or
a
something.
dancer, we're dancing so that people can watch us. Like, I mean,
no, really
we're
though.
dancing
Yeah.
for ourselves,
Yeah. Yeah. But when you go on
we're
stage
dancing
and have
for
an
people
audience,
to see
yeah.
us, and so you do have to demand that attention because there's
Yes.
so many of you.
Yes.
Even as a group, like when you're dancing in a group setting, you still do have to
You do.
go out there
Yep.
and
Yeah.
demand that attention. And there's a reason why we're taught to look up at the judges, like
Yes.
looking at them
Yes.
and literally trying to find,
Yes.
make eye contact with them.
Yeah.
And so it is like,
It's like, how
so
do you
important with that.
How do you can't yell at the judge and say, "Hey,
Look
watch
at
me."
Yeah.
So how
no,
are
it's
you
so
going
true,
to do
actually.
that
Great.
as
Yeah. It's a
dancers?
good way to
Like-
put it. Yeah.
Like you can't yell that, like, "Hey, watch me!" Like, or did you just see my
You just
turn
see
sequence?
my cool turn.
Did
Yeah.
you see that? You cannot catch them unless
There's that eye
that's
contact
yes,
and
like
that
eye
connection.
contact,
Yeah.
that facial expression, the movement that's intentional,
Yeah.
and not just
Yes.
placing there. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of what I always thought as a dancer growing up, is like, how can I get them? How can I shout to them? And I'm not great. Like I am very precision. Like that is just, I've had to work really hard at being emoting.
Sure.
But that is the difference.
Yeah.
In like going from an amazing dancer to that's next level.
Yeah.
Is when you can emote. And it doesn't matter what style of dance it is.
I was going to say, even in class too.
Yes.
Because I think
Yes,
I
love that.
I graduated in dance. Got a Bachelor of Arts in dance. Like literally when I tell you did nothing else. That's what I mean it. But anyways, you have to have an emphasis at BYU when you do that. So you pick a style to like do more classes and more training in with that. And my options were folk, which I don't do, ballroom, which I wish I did, but don't do, Modern, which I did too, but I don't love, or ballet. And I chose ballet because not because I'm a ballerina. Like that is the last thing that I am. Like but I knew that ballet would give me training. And I will always say to my students, because I think ballet is hard. When you're at a studio that's not training dancers to become ballerinas, but you need ballet. It's very easy for dancers to hate ballet. Like it's just, I want to say that's just kind of the reality everywhere, right?
Yep.
But I will always tell my students, like, I want you to fall in love with like dancing ballet, because I think it's very easy to like, I'm relating this to emotion because I would like my teachers, I feel like loved me in those ballet classes because I danced, because I had an upper body and I lifted my chin and I smiled when I danced. And even if I was going across the floor with not the greatest technique next to me, I'm trying, of course, right? But I'm not a ballerina. So that didn't matter, right? I think that they appreciated the way that I approached ballet and took upon myself to be a ballerina for the day. Do you know what I'm saying? And just try my best. And I think you're gonna get more out of that, right? So I tell my students that all the time. I'm like, you need to like emote even when you're going across the floor, or you're in class, or you're technique. Like you have to put in the effort, like here, if that makes sense, to make everything else work as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like totally
No,
on
it makes sense.
the same
It's
wavelength,
not
but
totally stage presence.
yes, like
your stage
yes.
presence.
I don't know. Yeah.
Fake it until you make it, right?
Yes.
Like I'm the same way. She loves ballet. I appreciate ballet.
Totally.
I do not
Totally.
love it. I am very appreciative of it.
Totally. Yeah, that's valid.
Because I think you have to have ballet
Yes.
to be a good dancer.
Yes.
But fake it till you make it. No one wants to smile except for Hailee during ballet class.
Yes. And just like try your best, right? It's like
get out there and perform.
Try. Yeah.
While you're in dance class.
Yeah.
While you're in rehearsal, perform.
Yeah.
And I like not only will you look better, like your stage presence is going to be a lot better, but you're actually that mindset is going to shift from being like, oh, not ballet again.
Yes. No, it's so true.
Fun. Like if you really just put that smile on for a whole week or whatever it is, then guess what? The next week comes and you go to ballet class and you're going to be like, that wasn't that bad. Or for Hailee, maybe it was hip hop. She didn't love, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be ballet. I feel like I'm giving it a bad rep, but maybe it's hip hop.
Yeah,
maybe
it's anything.
modern.
Yes.
Like
for sure.
Fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
And I love that you said that. Just like, no. And your teachers appreciated that. They don't want,
no, for sure. I'm like,
a dance teacher, they don't want to see their students miserable and like hating what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, as
It's
a
more
dancer,
enjoyable.
everyone has their strengths and their weaknesses.
Totally.
Everyone,
Totally.
I mean, all the people that we bring in here, we've brought in ballerinas.
Yes.
We've brought in people that are good at whatever it is that,
Hip
like,
hop and weird
waving.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll take that out.
Popping.
I'll
All
take
those
that.
things.
I've never heard
Yeah,
of.
things where we haven't heard of. But they're well-rounded in all of those things because they're not good at all of them. It's because they work at all of them.
Yes.
And
Totally.
they give it a chance.
Totally.
And so
Totally.
that's how, but if you want to make it as a dancer in LA or in the professional side of things, you do have to have a good attitude about all the different styles.
Absolutely. And I'm seeing that more and more. I'm like, you really do need to, like, we just started doing like tap, right? And like, I don't know. And I'm like itching to even do ballroom because I'm like, you guys, like, I think we just need to have it all. Like, there needs to be, we need to appreciate all these styles. And I think we'd be shocked at how much better it makes us and how much more versatile we are, and just how they start to intertwine and like help you, when you don't even realize, right? Because I think it's very easy for all my ballerinas to go, well, I'm not going to be a ballerina one day. It's like, okay, but you are missing the mark, right? You're missing the point in that.
Of that. Tell us about what it was like starting and moving project move with your mom
Yes.
to like a new location
Yes.
out of the home.
Yeah.
And now it's literally thriving. So
So nice.
walk us through that process a little bit of what
Yeah.
it was like starting, why you started it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it was always the dream and always the goal. So very much like when people would ask me in college, well, what do you want to do, after when you graduate or whatever? And it was always, I want to open up a studio with my mom. That was just like always the goal. And to be honest, like when I graduated, I'm like a go big or go home, 110% always, all or nothing. What else? Like other phrase can you say?
Yeah.
That is like my personality. So I remember saying to my mom, I'm like, if we're gonna do this, like if I'm gonna teach for you, it's not in a home. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not low key. It's go big or go home. It's at an actual studio. It's
Competition.
something, right?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna like do it, right? Or we're not gonna do it, kind of type of thing. And I think my mom quickly realized that I was not gonna teach for her, I guess, if that just wasn't the case. But it was always kind of the goal as well. We really needed more studios. There was no way we were gonna be able to do what we were doing with one studio. Like even now, we're like, we need 10. We need 10 studios, So yeah, my mom has never loved the name of her studio. So we knew we wanted to like rename it, revamp it, like move, all the things. So, I mean, I graduated in 2016 and we opened in 2016. I was like right away, we were like, let's do it. And yeah, it's been great. My mom says all the time, like, do you just hate that you have to work with me all the time? And I'm like, honestly, no. I love working with my mom. My mom is a saint. She is the very best, and she's so good at what she does, and she takes care of so many behind the scenes. I mean, honestly, that girl works too much, to be honest with you. And I love her to death and all the things, but she works. She's a workaholic, and it's
But it's probably not work to her.
yeah, no. Oh
Right.
no. Like
Right.
you guys, like she could get emotional like this over the studio because she loves it so much and she loves her kids and she genuinely like this is just her baby, right? The studio is her baby. But yeah, it's been great. We love what we do. Every year we learn something. I don't think that will stop, right? I think that at first I'm like, oh,
You've got it figured out.
Yeah, like, right? And just all the things or we'll figure it out, like, really, like, now, but I'm convinced that you'll just always be learning, and the dance world is also always evolving, right?
Yes.
So it's like, we have to evolve with the dance world, and then we have to always evaluate what worked, what didn't work, and the year goes by so fast. Sometimes we're just like, was that a whole was that a whole year already? Like, you just try your best. You just try your best. And we really do. I think our one thing with this studio, because let's be honest, we're very saturated where we are.
Oh,
like,
very
there
much so.
are a lot of studios around. Like, sometimes I'm like, holy,
Davis.
yes.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy. But one thing that we will always strive to be and to do is just be balance. Like, balance in all things. We really try really hard to, whether that's financial balance, whether that is hours, like, yeah, just having these girls also be able to live lives, but balance in also giving them quality instruction the very best we possibly can. Making sure that we're, I don't know, very much using all of our time the best we can. Like, I feel like that's when our goal is to just try and be some sort of middle ground, but also still be competitive. And I think we're realizing that's hard. Obviously, it comes with the territory, right? Like, there's just studios out there where, I mean, girls are homeschooled. They are hours and hours and thousands of dollars. And are they amazing? Absolutely, right? But there's a give and take there, and there's sacrifice there, and there's priorities there, right? Like, so it's been hard. It's been challenging. Like, I won't sit here and say we haven't gone to competition and been like, oh man, like I don't know. Like, are we here? I don't know. Do we want to be here? Yes. But what does that look like? It's tough. It's so tough, especially when my mom and I are both competitive. Like,
Yeah.
it's not all about winning, but do we want to show up and be good? Yeah. I don't know who doesn't, right? Like,
Mhm.
do we want to keep pushing, that innovation? Yes. Like, but it's just tough. And you just don't know, right? Like, it's just,
There has to be a little bit of balance.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
feel
I
like you
think we have
guys do
moms that
great.
really appreciate that. But I think we have both, right? We're constantly getting, like, my kid wants more hours. It's like, well, great. So do we,
Mhm.
right? But if I have two, I can't, that's not going to work, right? So then it's like, okay, we're holding extra classes. Like, every year we're trying to just do our very best at, I don't know, making it work for everybody. And yeah, hopefully having these kids see progress and
Yeah.
reach their goals. I think that's a big thing for us too. If they want to do drill, we want to, we want them to be able to make drill, like whatever I think their goals are. Um, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So it's been great, but it's hard. It's not easy. It's
Well,
a lot
and
of
then
time.
on top of trying to figure all of that out, like you're still running a business. Like there's
Yeah. Oh
that
yeah.
side of it. And
Yeah, for
so
sure.
there's just a lot that goes into it. And
Yeah.
I think you guys do amazing. I mean,
Well, your
You're
honestly,
very
studio is
nice.
beautiful. I've
it
been there
is.
once
Yeah.
and it's
Thanks.
beautiful.
It's great.
Yeah.
We love our space.
Yeah.
Our space, it's great. So
So
it's nice.
awesome. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of talent that comes out of it. And I think you do that balance well.
Thank you.
Like there's very talented dancers that come out, and can still pursue their dance, but if you want lower key, you can still have that
Yeah. Yeah.
and still feel value.
Yeah.
And so I think it's great.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about being a mom on top of all of these things that you do. You're a mom to
Yes.
4 kids, and they
Yes,
are
I am.
so darling. They are the
Thanks.
cutest.
They're the best. They're the best. Yeah, I always knew I wanted to be a mom. I think that, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I come from a family of 5. Like, my mom had 5 kids. I love a big family. I think I've always said, like, I know it's gonna be hard in the beginning, but all I can see is the future when my kids come home, and it's just a party. Like, I love, yeah, I love, anyways, big families. I probably want one more, which is so wild. I would love to have one with my sisters. And I feel like it could happen. So I'm
You're
just like,
almost there.
yeah,
I'm
I'm like
kinda waiting
barely
for them.
kind of going into my family. Yes. My brother and his wife just had a baby, and that's the first on my mom's side other than my mom's kids. Or other than my kids, excuse me. So anyways, yeah, always wanted to be a mom. I tried, this is like a little funny story. I don't know if we want to hear it, but um I I also obviously loved to dance, right? And was very much heavily still just like doing my thing. I was married, but like dancing myself. And I was trying to get pregnant with my first, and took me about 9 months, which felt like 5 years. But that's just how it goes as women. It doesn't matter how long. I'm convinced, like, I mean, I feel for the women who will forever be trying, right? Or like it takes them years. And or 2 months. Like, I don't care what it is. It's
Once you
hard
decide.
and it feels like a lifetime. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it took me 9 months, and I remember I actually auditioned for So You Think You Can Dance, which is crazy. So fun. But I know I went to New York and with my mother-in-law actually and my sister-in-law, and we were mostly making a girls trip of it, but they were holding auditions. And so I was like, I'm gonna go audition for So You Think. And I did. And this is so silly because I, at this point, had probably been trying for 8 months. Like, I was like, okay, like, Heavenly Father, I'm either getting pregnant or,
Doing this.
yeah, or I am going to be on So You Think You Can Dance and you're going to put me on the show or whatever. Like, it was kind of my ultimatum, if you will, even though it was probably not fair. But anyways, I just remember honestly having that thought, right? And that almost like that prayer. And So You Think was great. Made it through a couple rounds, got cut. It was awesome and a very good experience. And I actually tell multiple stories to my students with that because I learned so many random things. Like from the day or 2 that I was there, it was so cool. But I ended up getting pregnant a month later. And I really was like, it was obviously out of random. What was I doing different? Nothing. Like, But I just kind of felt like it was like, okay, like that was maybe my answer. Like, yeah, start your family. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. And like I said, deep down, that will always be hard. Like, of course, there were so many parts of me that was like, how much can I do? And I would push that. I feel like, I danced with Divinity while pregnant. Then the next year, I danced with Divinity with a baby, right? And then again, pregnant. I did multiple shows, right? As I was having my kids, and I'd bring them, and I'd always kind of push that, like, okay, I can still make it work, right? They can maybe still come to rehearsal for me, or I can still sacrifice and get a sitter. Like, I just would kind of push it a little bit. Then I coached drill, which I know we haven't even talked about.
No,
Life is just what is life like for me.
Yes.
Then I coached drill, and that was great, but I was pushing it then, right? It was just this like, I want a family, but dance means so much to me. Like, and I think a lot of people are in my position, honestly, when they have families and they also dance or teach or own a studio or coach drill, anything that's very heavily more than just teaching, at a studio. But I'm crossing now, but there was my year. So I coached drill. Maybe we should just like start there and go there or something. I coached drill with my mom.
Yes.
And Whitney, who now coaches Viewmont drill right now, for several years, just as an assistant. My mom was head coach. It was great. We really built the program. They really built the program. I came in, we built it even more. It was just building. And then we were taking second in state multiple times, like second in region multiple times, just like, just so dang close. Like a great program, right? Just doing our very, very best. And my mom was done, and Whitney had left even earlier than that. Brittany was with us, who's also at the studio. We were doing it for a little bit. My sister was obviously on it. Then she was leaving. My mom was done. And I just felt this draw. I'm like, I'm not done. Like, I was like, I have got another year in me. Like, I can feel it in my bones. Like, I can do this, whatever. So I took on head coach. Bailey joined me. My friend Bailey joined me. It was so great. I gave everything to that year. Absolutely everything. I'm still recovering. I'm not going to lie to you. I am still recovering from that year. It's so hard to think back. Because this comes to my mind because of being a mom.
Yeah.
I got pregnant with my third during this year.
Okay.
I was constantly just shushing my kids, giving them shows, which I do not like to do ever, honestly. And I put them on the back burner for sure. The drill consumed me in drill, in the gym, out of the gym, absolutely everything. But I gave my whole heart and soul. Like, when I tell you, I don't know.
You gave it
everything depleted. I felt like I aged 80 years. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. I could go on and on. But we won.
You're amazing.
We literally took region, felt like every Christmas just in one. It was unbelievable. We swept region. Like, it was amazing. I was on cloud 9. That's all I wanted. We hadn't won in 25 years. Like, it was everything. And I gave everything, right? It felt like such a huge accomplishment. Then we go to state. We sweep state. Never won a state title. But again, I felt I gave absolutely everything. Like, it's almost like I was shocked. Please don't get me wrong. But like, I did everything, it was just kind of one of those moments for me, like, that I was like, I worked at this, whatever. And it was so great, but I will never forget this. The very next day after winning state, I got on Instagram and I saw somebody post about auditions for next year. And my heart, I was like, I wanted to throw up. I was like, no. I'm like, I can't do it. I felt terrible, but I was also 7 months pregnant. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I depleted myself. I gave everything. I did accomplish what I want to, even though, of course, like, you should just keep going. But like, that was it for me. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, my kids, I need to think about my kids. Like, they're little. Like, I wanted to be a better mom for them. And that really, I think, was the moment for me where I was like, okay, this is the balance we're talking about. Because I mean, I love my mom to death, and she also worked hard, but my mom was the only teacher when I was growing up, right? And that's it. She would teach from 4 to 9 every night.
Yep.
And I don't want that. I mean, right? Like, again, I look up to her and I respect her for that, and I'm so grateful for that. But I don't want that, and it's still a balance. Like, it's still a balance for me to be like, okay, what time am I getting home? Like, I still teach, but I gotta have a day off. Like, Tuesdays are my day off. Like, I'm just trying to find a balance. But anyways, so I stopped doing drill and took a year off. Bailey took over. She was fantastic, did a great job. I helped her quite a bit behind the scenes. It's hard to have a bestie
Yes.
still in it and you're just coming off of it. So we did a lot of work, and then don't even ask me what happened the next year, but we all came back. I don't know. I do know why. I don't know why, but I do know why. And it was just a whole thing. Just one night at the studio. We're like, should we do it? I don't know if a lot of people know this, but we literally had a meeting. Like, we sat down. We're like, pros and cons. Do we do it? What do we do? Like, we're just like, do we do it? Do we not do it? Like, what are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. And we ultimately decided no that day. Like, cons outweighed. Like, we were like, no. And then literally, who knows what happens? A couple weeks later go by, we're at the studio, and we're all just like, we should do it. We're going to do it. We call Whitney. We're just like, we went to the principal's office at 10 p.m. We're in.
Oh my gosh.
It was just like a whole thing, but I'm grateful for it. I loved it. It felt like an ending. Like, it needed a little bit of like just one more like hoorah. My mom had never won a state title, neither had Whitney. Like, they deserve that. Neither had Brittany. Like, when they put in all those years, like, we just tried one more time. Like,
You need
I
to
don't
get
know.
that.
I guess, I still am kind of like, whoa, that was a little like, whatever. Who knows? Like, I think people were looking at us like we were crazy, and I was crazy, and who knows? But it was great. We won again.
So awesome.
It was amazing. It was so fun. I loved that for my mom. Like, just like she was like, oh, thank you. Like, I got it, even though she has that legacy, but it felt really good. But I was burnt out again. Like, drill is so hard. And I left for a lot of reasons. It was my kids again, love me some mama drama. And it was just, I felt like I wasn't healed. I came back too early.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people will say, is the door closed forever? And I'm like, no. As much as I will talk right here, right now and say I'm not going back, like, right now, I don't think I will ever close that door. You know what I'm saying? That door is not closed. I love drill. I feel like I can do drill. I know drill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like my expertise has a place there, and I feel that, but I like need to be cleansed.
Yes.
There's no other way to put it. I'm like I go to drill where I saw you at that region, and I'm like, I still am not healed. I'm like, I still have PTSD. I still, until it doesn't feel like war, I can't go back. I'm like, I have this
Good description.
I will forever say it like that. Like, I'm like, I would feel like I was literally going into World War 10. Just like, oh my gosh. Like, it felt like my whole soul. And I'm like, this is not healthy. Like, I need to step away. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on, yes, that relationship with drill. Yeah. And just, I want to make it healthy. If I go back, it needs to be healthier. So it's just so competitive and crazy. And when you're on top, it's worse.
Oh my gosh.
So it's hard. I love being on top, but being on top is a whole other
Drill
ballgame.
in Utah is a whole other
It's crazy.
ballgame.
I'm like getting like my heart rate, I can tell, is getting.
I mean, no, it's state week. I'm like, I think everybody's like drill is this is the Super Bowl right now for drill, for dance.
I'm excited to see what's gonna happen.
So
this
am
year,
I.
I feel like there's a big mix-up.
Oh,
it's mixed up.
it's been crazy this year.
It is.
I love it too. I was
It
saying
is.
that to my friend. I'm like, I kind of love it.
I know.
I kind of love that we just have this, like, I don't know, a little bit level. Yeah, it's just different.
This drill world is kind of rough for me because it is so not all the same.
Yes.
Like, it's very like all
Yeah.
the different schools.
Yeah.
and It just and so from my point of view, as an owner of a store
Yeah.
that supplies,
Yes.
dancewear and footwear
Interesting. Yes.
gear for
Yeah.
these teams.
Yeah.
It's like I'm kind of like on the outside of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I danced on drill and I coached for 1 second.
Yes.
It was the worst experience of my
Oh,
whole
oh
entire
no.
life. But I
Uh,
mean, sad. It was just the whole situation was hard and
yeah.
sad, and I was
Yeah.
so young. But like, so being in those positions of like being in it, but now being outside of it in a different way,
Yeah.
where I'm, working with the coaches and
Yes.
going
The
and
schools.
sizing them,
Yep.
Yeah.
working with the school side, like the
Yeah.
financial part of everything.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I
Yes.
see everything in a whole other light
Mhm.
now. And how I see it is it's just there's these schools that are up here that have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then there's these schools that are clear down here that don't have anything.
Yeah. For sure.
And I'm like, how do we change that?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that the competition field the playing field
Yes.
is a little bit more even.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And obviously there's these teams, they're all, here, and there's multiple teams. But then there's a whole bunch of teams that are just like
Sure.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously that's just kind of how it is with sports.
Right.
With
Yes.
2A, 1A,
Yes.
it's a whole different level
Right.
than the
Right.
5A and 6A.
Mhm.
But just as like an outsider seeing it from where my business is,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
how do I change that? Like, and one thing that I've seen with the coaches is turnover is constant. It's just
Yes.
like, and they're getting younger and younger.
Yes.
And the coaches that I work with that have stuck with it, and not stuck with it, I mean, but yeah, really, like
Yeah.
they've done
Yes.
it.
No,
before,
yeah.
they've quit, they've come
Yes.
back. They know what they're doing. They know how to work with the principals and the financial advisor of the district.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they know how to work with the parents. Those coaches are the ones that are like easier for me to work with.
Mm.
But I feel for the coaches that are
Yes.
just coming in because they love dance.
Yes.
And they love
Totally.
it. But they are being thrown into, like you're saying,
A war.
actual war.
Yeah.
And they don't stand a chance. Like they just don't.
Right.
In all areas.
That's yeah.
And so
That's
it's
so
like,
hard.
how do I
Yeah.
help with that? Because I'm like, I just want to come in and
Yes.
fix everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
'cause
Oh yeah.
It just is so.
It is really knowing like some schools like fundraise, which every school fundraises like for that,
Yeah.
but it's giving each school the opportunity to have like that same amount of, so then they can have new costumes or they can have, just it's
Yeah.
so hard.
So I guess what I'm getting at, like the whole point of this is like, I love working with coaches.
Yeah.
Because that's who I really work with is the
Yes.
coaches.
Yes.
But it's like, how can I help them the most? And they're there coaching to
Question.
coach dance. Like
Right.
that's really what you're taking that job for.
Yes.
Because you don't get paid anything.
I know.
Yeah. I mean,
Nothing.
Literally, it's like 5 cents an hour.
I know.
Yes.
It's when I
Maybe.
say nothing,
Maybe.
it's literally
Yeah.
that.
And it's not even worth the stress that it does to your body
And no.
and your family.
And your family. Like
yeah.
you sacrifice so much.
No. Nah.
And so it's like my question to you, I
Yeah.
guess, is
Yeah.
like what would you say to people that are listening that are wanting to coach or that are coaching right now and they're young or even old and they've been there, done that
Yeah.
from your experience? Like, what would you say to these coaches? You know what I mean? Like, how did you succeed with working with the principal or the financial people at the school? How did you
Yeah.
fail? And what would you
Yeah.
tell them? Like, what advice would you give them and how? Because a lot of times the school, I mean, from my side, they're annoyed with coaches.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'll just tell you,
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
financial advisor or
Yeah.
secretary, they're annoyed with the coach.
That's so interesting.
Because, they're spending all this money. But it's like, you know what? The other sports are spending all this money.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so like as we're in my position, I'm always trying to like be on the coach's side
Yeah.
and say, hey, you know, like what is something that I can do to help you
Yeah.
with your financial advisor,
Yeah.
whoever's in charge of
Yeah.
finance, and help your job be just
Be-
not as
yeah.
stressful, you
Yes.
know?
Like, take
So
that
does that make
stress
sense what
and
I'm
pressure
asking?
off of
Yeah,
you.
I think so. One,
Because there's a problem there.
yeah,
It's a problem.
yeah. Oh,
So,
for sure. I just think like in general, a couple of things come to mind. One, I think that there's a lot of costs related to drill, right? Whether it's like new costumes always, and then it's the stones, and then you're seeing these teams get the Lulu sweats and like
Yeah.
right, the next best thing, and then they've got a new this and a new that, and like all of that, I guess.
it's a big part of it.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
big
but
part
it
of
is,
it,
right?
yeah.
It's fun for the girls. It's I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just hard. To be honest with you, and then so yes, I think there's just kind of that which makes it hard, but number 2, like I really liked the person that I was in contact with when it came to financial stuff, right? Her and I, like, she would ask me all the time, like, about drill and how's drill going and like things like that. And I always tried to be so kind, like, to her because half the time I didn't really know what I was doing,
Yeah.
like, you know, or this or that, or, you know, I'd come in there and just be like, I need help, like, whatever. And I felt like we just had a good relationship. So
That's
maybe that's part of it is like
Good.
having a good relationship with that person, especially when they are making or doing things for you like that.
Yeah,
Like I think
yeah.
there's going to be that give or something, right? If they've got that relationship with them that
Yes.
are like, "Oh, I value,
Yes.
you know, her and what she's doing and I want to do this for her." Or, you know, I think just
Yeah.
having like a good relationship.
That's great.
I
love
also
that.
think too I will always so my first year so okay. I was just assisting my mom, right? So my mom was doing all of that when I was coaching. Then when I came on as head coach and did all the things, like it was hard. Whether even though I thought I knew, I had been there, right? You do not know until you are in that position.
Yeah.
I couldn't even like tell you ahead of time. You just don't know until you're in that position.
Because you're not just doing dance.
No, it's
Right.
literally
It's
everything.
everything.
And when you're bad at delegating, like my
Yes.
mom is, which means I didn't do anything, and like I am,
Mhm.
which means nobody else did anything. You know what I'm saying? Like then yeah, it's all on you, and it's such like a big learning curve. So honestly, almost my advice would be like, just please get past your first year, which is so silly, but you're gonna learn and remember and kind of do things, and then that second year, it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing a little bit,
Yeah.
which I didn't get to do,
Yes.
right? Because I
Right.
left.
Yeah.
Um, yes, and then came back, right? And it was kind of me and Bailey together. But like even this past year, and I will not speak for Whitney, but she's even said for Beaumont Drill, she's like, that was my first year was crazy in that regard. Had no idea, right? You just don't
You
know
don't.
until
Yeah.
you are in it.
Mhm.
You don't know. Like even though you think you know, or like
We need to solve
you
that
can't
problem.
anticipate.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying
I,
to
I
say.
get it. I get it.
problem.
Yeah, you can't anticipate
Yeah.
all that it really entails and that goes into it and the details and whatever until you do it. I almost wish we had like a person for that.
Yeah.
Like a person that never left that was just drill all behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
part of the school.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like
Mhm.
but not part of like the coaching staff that you're
Yes.
hiring that you want to just like do the dance stuff,
Yeah.
but like the behind the scenes.
Yes.
I don't know. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I know it's hard.
Question. It's hard.
I do think like what you said, just having a good relationship, an open relationship
Mhm.
Absolutely.
with
Yeah.
the school.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
just like,
I think
hey,
it's
I don't
important.
know what I'm doing. Please tell me. Please help me.
Yes.
And then when
Yes.
they're also helpful and interested in
Yes.
it
Yes.
helps so much.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it
For sure.
is. But it's definitely
But you have to build that. I feel like you can't just
Mhm.
expect that
No.
as a coach.
No,
Or,
yeah.
Like you have to build that relationship. And hey, like if
Mhm.
you're willing to help me and I'll communicate with you. And all
Yes.
these
Communication
things,
always.
then, yeah.
Kindness
Well, and
always.
even like always for coaches, like especially the younger ones, the ones that succeed, I feel like, and are the ones that have a team. I'm not talking about the girls. I'm talking about a team of coaches.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
can't do it all.
Yeah.
Or you do get burned out.
Sure.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so you
Uh-huh.
do have to bring on people,
Yeah.
even though nobody's getting paid,
Yeah.
you have to bring on people that you can delegate things
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
And that's like a good life learning lesson.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't do it all yourself.
No,
I
well,
mean,
that year that I coached, it was me and my friend Bailey.
Yeah.
And that is it. And I think that's the way I wanted it to be, and that's on me. But that's very unusual. I would say
Right.
it's very unusual to only have 2 coaches.
Yeah.
That's very unusual. So I agree. Like, I
Mhm.
think, of course, that's probably why I was extra burnt out, is because it was every
Well, and even
every
just like
practice,
reaching out to
everything.
parents, and like it's hard to get parents involved in
Yeah.
the
No, but yeah,
overseeing of
that's part of
things,
it
but
though.
like I'm even stressing to people, who's your team mom? Like, I will work with your team mom. If you
Yes.
can't
Yes.
like answer my questions and things, and who's your team mom, I
Yeah.
will work with them.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
learned
So
that. Yeah.
it's important to have team mom
It
too.
is.
So
Yep.
anyway,
For
tangent,
sure.
but it's just like,
No,
from
it's okay.
my
Yeah,
side,
I
It's so
I
true.
ask every coach this, like, what is your biggest challenge, as being a
yes.
coach, and how can I know that on stage isn't a huge part of what all of that, but the gear and
Yes.
the dance
shoes
wear
Yes.
is
and
a
the
huge
tie.
part.
Totally.
And so that's
Totally.
a big part of
Yeah.
drill team.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you have to have it
Mm-hmm.
to be on the team.
Yes.
So,
yeah, for sure.
and as a coach, like, it's just something that you have to deal with.
So, with everything on your plate and everything that you've done, how do you avoid burnout from dance?
Oh my gosh. This is hard for me. It's a really hard question for me. One thing that comes to mind is naturally, I feel like the breaks come at great times.
Sure.
To be honest with you, like it just, for the most part with studio, like it's just with the school district. So when we're out of school, it's always just we're out of dance, and those breaks seem to come at good times for me to just be like, okay, no dance for a second. Let's like reboot. And then you go back to it. But honestly, like this is hard because I feel like dance is my job, right? Like teaching dance is my job. Like the aim, like the program that I have is my job, and life is expensive, and I have a family and a home, and I, like many other people, like I have to pay for a lot of things, right? Like it's just there just kind of comes this like reality of like, okay, I just have to keep going because I have to. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I love. And when it does get hard, like I guess you just have to remember that like you just got to keep working hard, right? Like for your family to live, to be able to do the things you want to do, look forward to maybe the vacations or whatever, the parts that give you a little bit more life, like, get through the harder times, harder months. I would say there's harder months in a dance season, than others. Get to the exciting times and you kind of feel more refreshed. I don't know, look forward to summer. Like, I think you just kind of have to take it day by day for me, but burnout is real. Burnout is hard. I think it's also hard for me, and as much as I mean, I love to teach. This is what I would want to be doing, but I always joke because my husband will be like, "Do you think one day, like, you'll just, if you don't have to teach, like, you just won't teach?" And I'm like, I don't know. And I also think my mom would kill me. Like, do you right? Like, I feel like I'm in this weird spot with my mom and I being in this together, and it being like my mom's studio and just like ours. Like, I feel like there's just this sense of like, even if I wanted out, could I get out?
Sure.
That sounds terrible. I don't want to get out, right? But like, I don't know. So I think, yeah, for me, it is just important to either take breaks when I need to, or always fall back in love with what I'm doing, Like sometimes when I feel very just like monotonous about things, or I'm not evolving, I'll try something else, like try something new that keeps me like excited or whatever, to be like helping these kids and to keep teaching. And
So we didn't even
yeah,
touch on this, but
I know.
is this
Okay.
kind
Yeah.
of going into this? So you created AIM, Athletes
Yes.
in Motion,
Yes, I did.
which this is the class that I want to take.
Yeah.
Can you please teach this to an adult class? And
Oh, you're so
you
nice.
would die, like if
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh.
But anyway,
No,
I'm
it's
like,
so
I
fun.
wish so bad this would have been a thing
Yeah.
when when we were dancing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, briefly.
Yes, I know. I'll be quick.
No, just
You're
tell us
good.
about that because this is
Yeah.
a big part of who you are.
Yeah.
And what you're doing now.
Yeah.
I love it so
Yeah.
much.
So honestly, it came to me in like quickly, and I was off the ground quickly. It was something that I'm very impatient. Like my personality, no patience. So I was like, okay, I want to do this, and just did it. But honestly, I was just seeing again, the dance world is becoming all about tricks. So much tricks. I would have dancers come, I want this, this, this. Like I want to be able to do this. Like teach me this, teach me that, teach me this. And I'm like, okay, this is great, but we literally are like noodles right now, you guys. You're not going to be able to execute these skills that you want because we're not strong enough to do them. We're going to get hurt. You're going to not be able to get there because you're not following progressions. These dancers want to go from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
They see the skill, that's what they want to do, you know?
Yes.
And I was seeing such a lack of strength and conditioning, but also just like going through proper progressions, which I think is so important. And I've literally seen value in like going through the steps and all of a sudden they've got the thing, you know? And I'm like, well, yeah, that's because you're not throwing your body into these positions, not knowing what it's supposed to do at all whatsoever. So it was a little bit of that. It was a little bit of seeing a need for just like cross training. I think it's very important to learn from other teachers, cross train. And again, especially because I already talked about my studio, like we can only hold so many classes. I can only hold so many hours with these kids. So it's just another opportunity, I think, for people to take another class. It's open to anybody. So any studio, anything, and just like go learn from somebody else. Or if it's just from me, that's, that's fine. If I'm still your teacher, but just like in a different setting, I hold it at a gymnastics gym where we can kind of safely do these things, and kind of just build that strength with it being a little bit more bouncy and a safer surface than just like a hardwood floor. But it's also business, it's really good for me and I am passionate about it. My husband will laugh. I come home exhausted, like myself. I mean, it takes it out of me. I'm very passionate. I'm loud. I lose my voice all the time. My voice is terrible right now. I pack the class in. I want them to get quality instruction and I want them to feel like, holy crap, I was worked and I got my money's worth. And like that matters to me. Yeah. That is something I will take very much pride in is you're going to come to my class and you will be nonstop and you will learn something and I will work you hard. I will chat your ear off. I will make you laugh. Like I just, but then I come home and I'm like, did I just run a marathon from an hour and 15 or hour and a half class? Yeah, like, probably. So it's hard. It's hard.
Showing them the tricks. So that's
I do a lot of that.
You're showing them.
Yep. I'm like, still doing that. It's good for me. Sometimes I'm like, can I still do this?
Yes.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
But because maybe there one day I'll be like, okay, that's really it. I really can't do that anymore.
No, that's awesome. It keeps you young.
Yeah, it's good. And it's so good. And I actually saw even just a need for my own kid, like Isla, that my child that is in dance, my 7-year-old, like she was really struggling in the jump department. And that's because of something else we haven't talked about. But I was like, you start to do things for your kids too. And I wanted it for her. And then it was like, okay, but
there's a need.
Yeah, like it's not just for her, of course, but you start to become that dance mom, and it's like, what do we do here?
And how many other dancers?
Yeah, could use it. Yeah, I just think, the strength is so important. I just feel like these kids, they want to do so much, and I love it for them, but they've got to be strong enough to execute, and it's hard stuff. I mean, it's like requires you to jump very high. Use your legs, and if you're not getting that, we as adults go to work out at the gym, right? And we're building strength, but these kids aren't doing that, right? They're not like going to the gym. So they're only getting that strength from, the classes. And if they don't really have that, like they're not going to get it, So that's that.
Cross train.
Athletes do.
Yes.
I mean, football players and baseball players, they cross train.
Yes,
so
for sure.
Can't dancers cross train.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's very important.
Yes, for sure.
You think of like a male ballet dancer.
Yes.
they cross train. They
Yeah.
have to lift weights. If
Yes.
you want to lift
Yes.
a full grown human
Totally.
their head while they're dancing,
Totally.
they have to cross train. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like
Yeah.
it's a no brainer.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
so you're smart. Like
Yes.
No,
filling in
you're nice. I really do love it though. Like I love also meeting new dancers too. I'm like, oh, this is so fun. They come from drill or they come from studios, and I'm like, this is so just awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of see everybody like come for a common goal too. That's cool.
That is so great.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about Isla and how she, like, how did you figure out her diagnosis with her juvenile arthritis?
I'll be brief. So my oldest is 7, and she was diagnosed with systemic juvenile idiopathic arthritis when she was 2. So she was almost 3, just like 2 months shy of 3 years old. And long story short, she just basically stopped walking, like would not walk. I couldn't lift her like from her armpits. She was just, complaining of like, my legs don't work. I mean, she's 2. She could not communicate much with me. And she also developed like a rash and a fever. So all of this happened really quickly. It was over Christmas, super quickly.
So scary.
So crazy. And it was just so random. We spent a week at primaries. The thing with arthritis is it's very hard to diagnose. You basically have to rule out this list before you get to basically arthritis or something to that kind of effect. So we spent a week in primaries. It was scary. It was awful. Honestly, we should know. I mean, they throw out everything. They throw out cancer. They throw out, all just the scary stuff. And we just didn't know. And then came to the diagnosis. And so systemic means that her part of, she gets the pain in her joints like arthritis, normal. But systemic is rare. It's like in the bottom 7 to 10% of people or kids who have JIA. And it comes with a fever and rash. So that's how they knew to like that it was that type, that subtype. But long story short, so she was put on steroids. We went through that whole thing, which steroids is awful. Steroids are terrible. But she was put on a shot. It's called Alaris. It is $20,000 per shot.
No.
I'm not joking you. So luckily, we're on something and don't pay that, of course. But it's just crazy. The medical, it's wild. I'm like, so we started out as once a month. She would get this shot once a month. And I kid you not, you guys, like she was given the shot and hours later was fine. Like it was, symptoms went away like hours or next day later. Like we were like, what is this thing? Like what? And Alaris, this medication is only specific to her type. Wow. So like there are many other medications for JIA and many that I have now since heard and been in the community and stuff that don't work, or they'll go on and off and try this and try that and whatever, try this. And I feel like overwhelmed with gratitude for this medication that like my child of some rare type can take, that it just completely takes away her symptoms. So she has been on that. She was on it for probably a couple years monthly. So we had a nurse that would come to our home and just give her the injection. And for the most part, it would take it away. Not always. She started competing and dancing and all this, and she would tell me backstage, like, my legs feel so heavy. I'm like, oh, that's so crazy. Do your best. Like, you got this, trying to be like, be brave. You can do it. Like, you can do hard things. Like, we had affirmations. I feel like that really started just to help her. But I noticed a little thing. She would never jump out of the car. She would never, like, I don't know, do these random, like, really extensive, maybe like active things. So I put her in gymnastics. They said move her joints as much as you can. So I put her in gymnastics, like, just tried to keep her dancing regardless of her maybe ever complaining about something, just trying to be like, that's okay. Like, you can do it. Not pushing her past what she couldn't do, of course, but just
keep
encouraging her to like stay active. I wore a ring for a really long time. It's since like very faded and damaged. I don't have it anymore, or I do still have it. I just don't wear it anymore, but I like engraved the word brave on it, and like totally like I wore it for her. We talked about my brave ring all the time. Like I don't know, just like being brave. I even helped a lot of dancers. I had a soloist run off the stage a few years, several years ago. And we were backstage literally talking about my brave ring, like for her. So I just feel like Isla is so strong. Anyways, I will get so emotional over her because she is just so against all of that. Like, she's so strong and says all the time, like, I just need to be brave. Like, I can do it, or I'm tough. Like, I just feel like it's helped us really gain like confidence, to be honest, and just like this like value of like self-worth, even though she has like this something. But anyways, so we weaned her off of this shot.
Okay.
Called Alaris. We weaned her off. We eventually got to 10 weeks or 6, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever. She was off for a year and then had a flare up. So she had a flare up in 2023, June.
Okay.
And so basically your symptoms just come back. You just have, you call it a flare up, the fever comes back, the rash and the joints, whatever.
Oh my goodness.
So that was hard. I thought we maybe you'll never grow out of it, but you could grow out of it. Like, does that make sense? You'll always have it, but her rheumatologist says you could grow out of it, essentially, or the symptoms may never like arise again. I was so hopeful. It had been like a year and I was like, okay, this is awesome. And a flare up back on the shot. So it's okay. We know what to do, of course, which is nice. Like, we're able to we know she responds well to the shot. Like, it's totally fine. But we just do that process again. And literally yesterday we were told to stop. So we are now officially trying again to stop Alaris. So other than that, she's just, So she's good. She really is mostly good. I think that's what's always so hard is you can't tell, right? And she's such a little determined girl. Like, she loves to jump now. Like, she loves my classes. Before she hated it. Loves my classes. She's bound and determined to get all of these more acro and gymnastic skills, and it's on her own. It's not me pushing her. Like, it is. I just feel like she's really like trying to really not let it affect her, and just like, I got this, and just like overcoming. But anyways, long story short, I'm grateful for modern medicine and something that's taught us.
Like, I'm sure dance, just like you said, moving her joints and things like that. It's going to help her her whole life.
Yes. No, absolutely, for sure. I know. And I always think, I'm like, I really hope that one day it doesn't hold her back. Like, I'm scared to get to that point where maybe it gets worse through puberty. I have no idea. It's something that will always be with her. And we're good now, but I get scared, for like those like moments where it will hold her back because it is something that affects her so physically. And if dance is what she loves, I'm like, it breaks my heart, but I think that's what we do. We just keep doing it and like, I don't know, monitoring things as we can and only controlling what you can control, I guess. But
she is such a trooper and she's amazing and she's
so
fighter. Kind. Like, she really is.
She's
so
the best.
Cute. She's darling.
She's very friendly, very loud.
I'm
very
so
all the
glad
things.
you were able to figure out insurance.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we hit her lovely deductible every year.
Oh,
But,
of course you do. Yes.
All the things we have to pay for, life is crazy, but that's just what it is. It is what it is. But
wow, that's incredible.
Okay. It's great.
Last question. What is one word that you think your students would describe you as?
Passionate.
Love it.
Or dramatic. In like a funny sense,
yes, that. I love that.
Just like over. I don't even know. It's too much.
No.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah. But probably passionate, I think. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to have you back for like episode
I'm sorry,
4.
you guys are so nice.
We didn't touch on so many things.
It's all good. No.
I'm so grateful for this time and thank you seriously so much.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
You guys are awesome.
You're darling.
Kayla, thank you for sharing not just your achievements, but your heart. This has been such a powerful conversation. To our listeners, listen to Kayla's advice. Tell yourself, this matters to me. I do want this. I am willing to put in the work, knowing that whatever the outcome is, I did my very best. Happy dancing! This episode is sponsored by Onstage Performance Wear.